Hey, what's up, and welcome to another video. Today we have some interesting news from the world of Nintendo, specifically to do with a rather bold person who has decided that they will be taking on Nintendo without a lawyer.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Yes, you heard that correctly, without a lawyer. There are several video game companies that you do not mess with when it comes to legality or matters of law, especially when it comes to their IPs. They are the Pokemon company, Take-Two, and Nintendo. They are some of the most litigious companies in the gaming industry. They do not mess about, and 99.9% of the time they are successful in their lawsuits. But let's get into this story because I find it interesting in a sense, because essentially this is a Switch Modchip seller. In my mind, he's a pirate because basically he's selling stuff that circumvents Nintendo's protections that are in place, and is advertising how to play current games that are available on Nintendo Switch. This is not, about game preservation. This is basically about piracy. So he's already not in the greatest of books with a lot of people, myself included. But yeah, I mean, this guy basically was contacted by Nintendo. As you can see in the article, Switch Modchip seller claims no wrongdoing, plans to take on Nintendo without a lawyer. Goodness gracious me. But we talk about Nintendo's recent lawsuit against Powerworld and how that took 9 months to come to fruition. But obviously they don't generally go into the courtroom without some sort of proof, evidence. If you look at what they did with Yuzu, they were in the Discord chats of Yuzu. They were doing some next level investigation. So it's not a case of they go into lawsuits lightly. But I mean, in this particular case, Nintendo threatened to sue Ryan Daly back in July over the sale of modded Switch units that enabled piracy, among other things. Nintendo said they would follow through with the lawsuit if Daly didn't halt sales of the modded Switch units, but Daly agreed to call off his operation. Now you see, if Nintendo is contacting you and giving you an out to say, hey, okay, we see what you're doing, this stuff's piracy, we don't like it, we're giving you an opportunity to just stop it now, and we won't we won't say anything, end of conversation. If Nintendo is giving you that out, you are a fool not to take it. There is no righteous dignity to be standing on in this particular situation. He was a fool not to take this deal from Nintendo. So as the article says, the only problem is that Daly never actually stopped the sales. Daly actually continued on with the sales of the modded Switch units while claiming to look for a lawyer. So, delaying diversion tactics. With this being the case, Nintendo filed a federal court complaint with 6 charges against Daly, including trafficking in circumvention devices and copyright infringement. Daly has now fired back, saying he's done nothing wrong. Now, I'm no lawyer, but if a company has contacted you initially and said, stop what you're doing, or we're going to file a lawsuit, we assume it was a cease and desist letter or motion or whatever that was sent to them, and you have turned around and said, okay, no problem, I agree to all your demands, I will stop my operation. That in itself is a kind of admission that you were doing something you weren't supposed to. So far, you can already see how this is not going to hold up in court at all. Anyway, back to the article. Daly responded to Nintendo's court complaint Daly responding to Nintendo's court complaint either denied wrongdoing outright or said he didn't have enough information to confirm or deny, so therefore he denied anyway. I mean, oh god, it's not going well for you, Daly. It's not going well. Furthermore, Daly listed 17 affirmative defences that would supposedly clear his name, and they include fair use, invalid copyrights, unjust enrichment, and fraudulent inducement. From here, the legal battle will continue with both sides gathering evidence for discovery, and Daly will be doing so without a lawyer. It's hard to imagine this going Daly's way, but I guess we'll have to keep a closer watch and see what happens. Yeah, there is in no multiverse of madness with Wanda Maximoff chasing you and Doctor Strange defending you, where this guy is going to win this lawsuit. This guy is selling software, mods, whatever you want to call it, that enables piracy. It's not even up for discussion. But somewhere, I think he's got it in his head that he's got some sort of defense against this, which is very bizarre, because this isn't a case of emulation, as I said before, or game preservation. This is someone selling devices, software, how-to guides on how to basically hack your Switch or mod your Switch so you can play pirated games. You know, he's facilitating in the game of piracy, and there's no other way about it. But Nintendo, you know, not even defending the billion-dollar company here, but imagine this is your small business and somebody comes along and is let's put it into context in a world that we would understand, because, you know, billion-dollar companies, you know, they're in a different world to the rest of us. But you've got a small business, fairly successful, you're selling a particular product, and somebody comes along and basically circumvents the protections you've got on your device and basically puts videos and things out and sells hardware or software that basically circumvents the protections you've got on your device. I mean, how would you feel if that's your, you know, if that was your livelihood? As I said, I'm putting this into context in the real world for the average person, not the billion-dollar company. So that's the kind of the way I'm looking at it. I'm self-employed, and I'm thinking, if I, you know, the products and services I sell, if somebody decided to do that to me, I'd be extremely peed off, so to speak. So I'm looking at it from that perspective. But when it comes to Nintendo, it's you know, they do not mess about, whether right or wrongly, with regards to certain, you know, lawsuits that they've had in the past, the ones that are currently present, and any future ones, rightly or wrongly. They are very, very litigious, and they have the resources behind them now. You could say, oh, they're just bullying this guy, they're bulldozing him. You know, if this was emulation, I would be like, okay, you know what, it's Nintendo being Nintendo. But when you're actively engaging in piracy and facilitating piracy on a product that is actually literally being sold on the market at the moment, you have no leg to stand on. So it will be interesting to see this case and how it proceeds. I suspect that this guy's is going to learn the Doug Bowser experience if it does go all the way to court, because when you start getting into discovery, this means that they're going to start looking into all your emails, your texts, your online chats, your communications. You know, nothing is off the table. And the same goes for Nintendo. They're going to have to provide information that he requests, should he know what he's requesting, because, you know, as the saying goes, it is a fool that represents himself in court. So this is going to be an interesting one to watch. So yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think about this Switch Modchip seller who's apparently planning to take on Nintendo by himself without a lawyer. Do you think that is a mistake, or do you think that is a genius move? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below, like, subscribe if you like this video, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.